this again so the wind doesn't do it for us. Oh, we just got it. See that yellow knob, Steve, right in the front? Open that up and close. Whew. He's under tension.
Man, that was a pretty close stop there.
Yeah. That's it's a little unusual. But we actually have 2 ropes, and one of them is longer. We've been using that for weeks, and I think the tow pilot is used to that one. All right. A for altimeter set to 1060. A for air brakes closed and locked. B for ballast. We don't need ballast because
You got me.
Uh-huh.
Because you got me.
I was looking for different words, Steve, but okay, you and I both are we're the perfect weight. All right. We're belted. Controls are free. Trim is neutral. All right, we are connected to the tow plane. Emergency turn right. Rally check. We get this one turned off. We are ready for takeoff. This wing will probably be on the ground for all of a foot. We have just enough headwind to just lift it right up.
So where is the trim?
It's right next to your left knee on the outside.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's on the elevator, which is
okay.
at the back. I'm going to drift to the left a little bit so you can take the center line. Well, maybe he doesn't need it. This is the bumpy bit right here, getting away from the tree line. There's the bump right there. Oh, it looked like I was waving the glider at him too. We were just dealing with turbulence. This kind of spongy cushiness that we miss in the wintertime when we don't get to fly. It has a feeling of just kind of riding on the air, I guess. I don't get the same thing in power planes. The engine kind of wrecks it all.
Yeah.
This is the country club golf course on the right. It looks pretty good still. It looks nice when the pillars are turning. Probably another week or two, but it looks nice.
It's getting there.
Maybe a little earlier this year.
I got to Colorado Springs on Monday, and Pikes Peak was a bunch of rocks. This morning it was all coated in snow.
Really?
Yeah, we got 6 inches of rain over a day and a half period.
Wow, now do you live out there?
No, I've got a building I own out there, and I was out doing some work on the building.
Right in Colorado Springs then?
Yep, up from the north end.
Yeah, they're parachuting today 20 miles away from here, can you believe it?
Wow, really?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There's a few more shafts of light coming through the clouds in their direction. Nonetheless, yeah, exactly. But legally, they're not supposed to go through the clouds either. I don't see how they're avoiding it. They're a little more kind of Wild West thrill seekers in the world of aviation, though.
Up here on the speed it says winter. What's that mean?
Yeah, that's the actual name of the Vario, the company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, it's nothing to do with winter.
Other than the season?
Nope. If you look at that, yeah, we're going up at about 500-600 feet per minute.
Yeah.
Well, now we're doing almost 8. So there is some air up here, Steve, that's still rising. We'll just have Yeah. If I move the nose left, look down to the right real steep. Let's see, how about the left? Maybe the left. Now we're directly over it, so we can't see it. Keep that in mind. I wish some more of these holes would open up in the clouds, let some of that sun cook up the ground. It's actually a very pretty sight to the right. See all the shafts of light coming through the clouds off to the west.
So what is the ceiling now?
Good question. We let go at about, excuse me, I think about 43 or 44. So I think the ceiling is still about 47. Excuse me, I got a ragweed or something. Burning my nose. But he's taken us to an area where it looks like the ceiling's a little higher. So maybe we can get us all the way up.
You can see some blue up there. Nice, starting to climb again.
And I told him if he can take us straight ahead and get us all the way up, we can find our way back. I base my arithmetic on the fact that he's pulling us up at about two to three times our descent rate when we come back. So we should, and the airport is downwind from us to move. So even though I wrote the book on landing in field, Steve, I promise we won't do it. I won't prove it.
Now, when you measure altimeter, it's always measured above sea level. So 4,000 above sea level?
Yes, exactly. Okay. That's exactly right. So we are almost 4,000 above sea level, which would be 3,000 above ground. So if we can get all the way up, it'll read like 6,320, and then we'll be 5,280 above ground. See out there, but you can just make it out about closer. You see the horizon? Yep. So what I do on tow is I keep the tow plane lined up with the horizon. That allows me to keep a certain altitude behind it. So if I pull back on the stick, see how we climb up here? If I ease forward on the stick, we drop down here. So we're flying formation right now. If I get off a little too far to one side, like my students will do, like this, off to the right, to get back in position, I bank the glider left, then I bank back early, like right here, and slide, and sort of like a skier come back.
So were you flying gliders when you were working at Net P and all those?
Yes, I was. Yep.
That's been your
played hooky many a day. Alright, looks like he's finding a hole here. Look at this, we're at 45. And I see the cloud bases around us. If he doesn't wave, if he starts waving, his wings kind of wildly, we gotta release. But I think he's gonna get us right up through this hole. Good job, Jerry. Yeah, I used to, some days I'd be driving to work and I'd see this beautiful cumulus cloud. So I just phone in, hey man, did you watch my products? Depending on what capacity I was in at the time. I would go flying. Look at how the sun is hitting that one lake to the right of us. Looks like a mirror. You know, once in a while, the sun will hit a lake like that and it will reflect back up. And from the ground, if you look up at the bottom of the clouds, you can actually see the lakes in, the reflection of the lakes on the cloud. You can make out from the reflection which lake it is. It's really cool. I've only seen it a few times.
I I used to get to do a lot of flying to Europe on private jets. And
You say a private jet?
yeah,
Nice, yeah.
one of the companies I is at the Owatonna Airport.
Just 1 second. Go ahead. You want to pull the release there, Steve?
You ready?
Yes, sir. Hey, we made it to within 1,000 feet.
Woohoo! Gosh,
Yeah,
he takes a ride, doesn't
He
he?
does. He turns 21 on Sunday, so A, he's immortal, and B, it's my plane, and his mission is to go turn the engine on. So
Quit burning gas, huh?
yeah.
Where the hell did it go? Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Oh. Is he reeling the rope in now?
No, actually, he'll fly all the way down with it, and then just before he gets over the runway, he pulls the release and gets ready.
Oh, okay.
We're
Wow.
not supposed to get too close to clouds because of the visual flight rules, but it is kind of fun just to take a nip now and again. So we won't go inside of it, but we're going to go.
Oh gosh.
We will go next to it. Around the corner here. And then we'll behave ourselves. So what line of work were you in, Steve, when you went to Europe a lot?
I was an analyst
Okay.
at Piper Jaffray,
Okay.
and one of the companies that I followed was Conagra down in Omaha, and they had a G4.
Nice.
So I take the chairman over there once a year, and so he'd say, "We'll go on my plane," and we go and do 6 cities in 5 days and come home. It's always fun.
That sounds like fun. That sounds like fun. Yeah, look at this little town to the right here. Boy, doesn't that look like it got a lot of water in it? Almost looks like the thing is flooded, but I guess half of it's reflections from cars and windows. And
What town is that?
Good question. I'm not usually this far south. There's Owatonna there. That might be Waterville or something. Might be Waterville. See the airport over here?
Owatonna?
Yeah, so we're about 14 miles away from Faribault now. And I'm pushing out into the sunnier areas just to see if we can get a little lift. See, you look at your top right instrument, Steve. See, we're only sinking at 100 feet per minute, so we're in rising air. It's getting closer and closer to the zero as we get in over this sunny fields. Yeah, I spent my dad worked for Hughes Aircraft when I was a kid, and I spent all my teens in Europe, in different country every year. One back in '66 and '72. You know those little trembles? Sorry to change the subject.
Yeah.
Those little bumps. We're next to the car. I'm going to slide under this cloud so you can get that needle moving up. Should be right in here under this cloud. There it goes, see it? Just, come on, a little more.
Come on, man.
Just some light. There's another one over here. I think we're going to do fine. We get to within 1,000 feet of north altitude. There we go. How's this motion with you, okay?
Oh, that's fine.
Now we're above the zero. Come on,
There we go.
keep going. It's 200 feet per minute. This cloud. I'm going to carve over to this next cloud.
So why is the rise under the clouds?
Yeah, you know what? It's actually what happens is the warm, moist air that is created by the sun heating the ground. It rises, and as it rises, it mixes with the cooler air above, and it cools. So every 1,000 feet, that rising warm air cools about 3.5 degrees. When it finally cools to its dew point, the moisture escapes and it makes these clouds. So the cloud doesn't create the thermal, but it's the result of it. That's how all that moisture got there as a result of that the release of the condensation, the moisture. So on a good soaring day, and I can barely see these clouds. I'm just going under these collections of moisture. Here's another one. See if we get a little bump out this one. That's hardly anything. But it's bright over here. We're over the sunny fields. I can't believe that cloud doesn't have a little more. See this one right above us to the right here?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna try one more shot under that. Then we'll head back if it doesn't work. There it is. And unfortunately, surrounding a thermal is usually sinking air. The warm rising air goes up in the middle, and the air that it displaces comes down the side. So to get to a thermal, sometimes you have to pierce some really horrible sinking air. But I don't feel any that time because I'm not getting any lift either. Ah, there's some sunshine, Steve.
Yeah.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Traffic, pipeline show cardinal 20145, just past stop 2 miles.
There's some lift, I can feel it. There we go, let's work this stuff. Alright, so usually we bank about 45 degrees. If this gets feeling weird, let me know.
No, it's fine.
Left upwind, runway 15, left to left.
Alright, probably should have gone right, so complete my turn. And right here we should hit it again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level out a little bit.
Coming back to zero.
Yeah, not much.
Where's this all this radio traffic? What airport?
Yeah, each little airport has its own frequency called a Unicon, and apparently there's not enough frequencies to go around, so 5 or 6 airports might share the same frequency. Faribault shares it with Lake Elmo and Waseca and Stanton and Buffalo.
Oh, a lot of places.
Yeah. So when any planes coming or leaving those airports, they'll just basically get on the radio and say, "Yeah, I'm coming in. I'm making left traffic for 1-2." If that's an issue for anybody, then they'll get on the radio and say, "Yeah, well, you know, I'm here or there." So Steve, take the stick with your right hand
Okay.
and slide your hand down on the shaft so you're holding the stick really low. And we're getting some lift here. Sorry to suddenly get distracted again on you, but okay. So, can you see the horizon way out in front there? I know it's a little difficult. Do you have sunglasses on?
No.
Okay, good. See the horizon, that faint line on the way out there, right between where the sky and the land meet?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. How does that line up with your yaw string? Is it dead on, or is it slightly above or slightly below?
Try it at it right now.
All right, right about now? Okay,
No.
we're just about to hit some rising air, so hold that thought about the horizon. I'm going to give it to you in just a
Okay.
second. I think we might be able to work this one. Come on, give me a kick. Right in here. There we go. Let's try this. What I was going to have you do is, when we're flying straight and level, by easing the stick forward and backwards, see how I can raise and lower the nose? If you keep the horizon lined up, here we go, with that yaw string, once I finish thrashing around in this tiny little thermal, there's a little bit, it'll control your airspeed beautifully, so that way you don't have to look at your instruments. And if you want to speed up in a small plane like this, you just ease the stick forward, lower the nose, and it gets faster. If you want to slow it down, you bring the stick back a little bit, and it slows it up.
You ever heard of something called the Confederate Air Force?
Oh, you know what? I have. Why have I heard of that?
These guys they're out of the South St. Paul Airport, and, that's where I flew out of, and it were two, I think they're called Marchettis,
That sounds familiar.
which is an Italian single-engine trainer, and one's painted Russian, one's painted American, and you go up and you fight. And we went out over Wisconsin.
Yeah. Did you do it?
Oh, yeah.
Was it fun?
Oh, yeah, especially the acceleration maneuver.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know if you've ever been to Wisconsin. But Wisconsin is Oh, really?
The guy gets out too far ahead of you, and you've got laser guns and smokers. And he gets too far ahead of you, and you got to catch up with him, and so you shove the nose down and pick up all kinds of speed, and then just pull back on it.
And if you hit him with a laser, he starts smoking?
He smokes, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, it's fun.
That does sound like fun. Well, same idea in this thing. And you'll notice the airspeed right now, I'm flying right around 50 knots. See, right, that's the top middle, right about that yellow triangle. That gives us a very slow descent through the air, and yet it's fast enough so that the controls are quite, crispy.
Where do you want to stay above it? What is it? Well, this thing probably has a pretty low stall, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. 37 knots is stall. Yeah, so it's not too bad at all. I think our thermal's dying out. All right, back to our horizon there, Steve. So take the stick, see the horizon?
Yep.
So easing back and forward, you can just keep it lined up right about where you see it there. When it comes time to turn, I'm going to come on the stick with you.
Okay.
Move the stick, for example, right? As soon as you like the bank angle, back in the middle position, it locks right in.
Oh, it'll hold that, okay.
Yeah. Move the stick left. As soon as it gets where you want it, back in the middle, it locks it in. So all you have to do is move it to the middle position, and it'll hold that bank angle.
Huh. Unlike a powered airplane.
Well, actually powered's the same way, but usually they don't maneuver quite as well, except for when you were flying, quite as aggressively as we do. We're always banking real steep, and by the way, you're flying. We're always banking real steep to work the thermals and stuff. In fact, you're going to hit one right there.
Yeah.
And if you do hit a thermal, don't pull back though. Just keep holding that 50 knots. The way to climb in a thermal is to circle and stay in the right area. If you pull the stick back, you'll get real slow and mushy. Let's keep going a little to the right now. We're going to go towards Walmart, which is right there by that, see that white truck going down the freeway?
Yeah.
Right over by there. Let's see if Walmart comes through for us. Yeah, perfect. All right, nice maneuvering. And we're in pretty good air here too, look at that. So use the horizon for your pitch, but still glances at your airspeed. You can lower those just a touch. Get a little closer to 50, and then you'll get a longer flight. There you go, nice, right in that range. But just definitely look outside and use the horizon. Don't stare at that airspeed. It's too ugly and boring compared to what's out the window.
Well, we aren't losing a lot of altitude, but we are losing some.
Yeah, we sink at about 180 feet per minute in sort of a laboratory condition. Just a stable block of air. And any fluctuation above or beyond that is the movement of the air. We're going up again right there.
Well, it's amazing how quiet it is. Ooh.
Yeah, I was so blown away when I first did this. And then to race these, it's just amazing. We'll get 50, 60 gliders up and race around a 300-mile course. And the planes up ahead of you are dropping down. We move away from them, and if they're rising, we join them. And actually, after about 15 minutes, you hardly see anybody anymore. Everybody gets spread out pretty good, but lower than those.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
So do you got any favorite maneuvers you want to pull?
Yes, actually I do. I was kind of...
It's all yours.
All right, I have it.
Yeah.
I was bummed I wasn't able to do it with Grant. I thought for sure we could climb up a little more, so don't tease him too much about this one. Here's a hammerhead, Steve. I'm gonna get about 80 knots.
Oh, you're gonna pick up, okay?
Yeah, actually I'll do a wing over first. A little more mild one, just to kind of warm you up. See a little weightlessness?
Yeah.
All right, here goes a bigger one. You ready?
Yep.
All right, tighten your stomach muscles right here.
Oh gosh! Oh, that fun.
Isn't that cool?
Oh man!
This is an English bunt where they just push up and then push over.
Over the top.
And we just level it up.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that hammerhead cool? It's sort of like if you were throwing a rock straight up, there's that moment where
It just stops.
Yeah, that was us. Now here's Walmart parking lot. Let's see if we can get a little something over the parking lot. We still have a few hundred feet. We could do another one of those if we don't catch something. Legally, we have to stop our shenanigans at 1,500 above ground, so we got 350 to burn. We're over Walmart right here, and there goes the Vario creeping up. Keep going. Keep going. Right in here. Come on, Walmart. Oh, not gonna work for us today. If they knew we were doing this, they'd probably send us a bill. Using our thermals.
Penn Energy.
Do you think one more hammerhead, or was one enough?
No, I have at it.
Should we have one more?
Sure.
All right, here's the part where we get fast. Here's the part where we go up, tighten up a little bit. Doing to the right this time to mix it up.
Woohoo! Oh, man.
They are fun to do aerobatics, and something about the quiet too.
Yeah.
It's for me, the engine sort of spoils the magic a little bit. I know what's going on, and but this is one step closer to a bird, I guess. Well, we got a 400 feet before we have to be in the pattern. You want to fly a little? Want to take in the sights? Totally your call.
I'll take in the sides.
All right. I'll look for some lift over the. Oh, maybe we got something here. Come on. That's a zero. Come on.
There we go.
Let's try this just for a minute. The thing about a windy day too, sometimes the thermal is borne upwind and drifts down. So if you're downwind from a trigger, your odds are pretty good, or better anyway. There's a little bit. I had a nickel for every minute I spent nursing practically nothing, just keeping out of a cornfield. It does focus the senses, there we go, to not have a landing place.
Yeah.
Well, we always have a landing place somewhere better than others.
1-8, Buffalo traffic. Hudson traffic, 7.0 south, 5 miles northwest, landing Crow River, Hutchinson.
We're actually hanging in here, Steve.
Yeah.
Circling's
You
all
got
right.
something going here.
Circling's all right on your head.
Sure.
All right. This is actually my favorite altitude, the thermal, because you can make out details on the ground. I'm thinking of making some ping pong balls that look like golf balls, and you know, my little logo, and maybe a 10% off a ride. Drop them every day. Just drop one or two. I wonder if those guys would mind.
Kind of like the, what's the St. Paul Winter Carnival deal?
Yes.
Oh.
I can see how dump 10,000 on them. Oh, across the street. There's some real flying.
Traffic, Tri-Pacer 5855 Delta, departing to the northeast, glider in sight of the turtle.
So how late into the winter?
Go ahead.
How late into the winter can you fly?
I go to the end of October. I actually used to go mid-November, but it got to be cold.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
Buffalo traffic, 610 Charlie, turning for base, 111 is Buffalo traffic.
I don't have the Tri-Pacer. Thought he was taking off. I don't see him. Anybody? Oh, yeah, I got him now. Right over here to the right of us.
Oh,
Yep.
he went under.
That was rather brighter, actually. Zero, and then left that one, and then 1, 2, 3. Once we find a thermal, I think we're heading in here. There's one building right below us could do us something. Right here. Come on.
What minute?
Well, see Minneapolis on the horizon to the right, Steve? Looks like a battleship on the ocean, doesn't it? Way off on the horizon to the right. Keep looking way out there. This is north. Look right on the horizon.
Oh, sure.
Sometimes the sun will hit that just right.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pretty cool thing. So flaps, if I had them, I'd set them undercarriage down lock, speed 55 on to be good, trim set, air brakes check. Good, and land. That is not big battery, actually. See how that first one. Oh, now we got left. See, Mother Nature has a very interesting sense of humor. She tries to get us circling low.
She's just tempting you. That's what she's doing.
Not having it. We're going good. Oh, look at that. There's a hawk blow. Left wing pointing right into the turkey motion, too. Ah. The only bird we see. Turn his base.
Coming around the final.
Yep, and Steve, we're going to land a little differently. We're going to get down into ground effect. What that is, once you get a glider's wings right next to the runway, it's kind of like floating on a cushion of air. It's going to be a little bit bumpy because of the crosswind, but it's kind of a cool sensation. Oh, I see him coming out to meet us. We're going to go right past him, I'm afraid. They can turn around. You're on the taxiway. So once I get down here, I'm going to close the spoilers.
Yeah. So do you flare this or?
Yeah, but I'm going to do something called ground effect here. So this is an abnormal kind of a landing. We're just going to float on a cushion of air.
Oh, cool. Burn up.
Yeah.
We're going to do a go around?
Shall we? Uh-oh. We could go right off the end of the runway, but I'll pop my spoilers here and set it down right here.
Oh, nice.
There's a little blood over here, so I'm going to stop and push it off by hand.
What got the turn going there? Just the wind?
I pushed the left rudder actually, just to get us off to the side. Yeah, it's a weird part of flying that once you're on the ground, the rudder pedals are what you use to steer, but in the air, you never use them, you only use the stick. So it's that transition from flying to rolling that puzzles, actually can stall out some students for 4 or 5 flights. It's a very interesting mental change you're going to go through. All right. Fall right under your heel. There you go. All right. All right, nicely done.
That was fun.
Good job. Nice flying too. You like the hammerhead?
So did Grant get a hammerhead in?
No. So yes, I know. I